All right, guys, today I'm going to give you my 4 or 5. I didn't put it in the heading, but my 4 or 5 best winter whiskeys. Let's get into it. All right, it may come to no surprise it's cold out, right? And when it's cold outside, you want something a little different in your glass. Am I right? Now, I know a lot of you are doing dry January, and that's fine. It's always good to take a break from whiskey and kind of reset your palate and see if there's any dependency issues, right? So I understand y'all who are taking dry January, and I don't mean to impose on that, but what I will tell you, I myself take dry weeks all the time, so uh, but with saying that, it is cold outside. Like I'm in Central Texas, and we just had a cold snap. It was down to, I don't know, 18, 17 degrees. We even got some snow. Yeah, we even got some snow. So I want to give you my 4 or 5, whatever, it doesn't matter, whiskeys that are really good for the cold weather, right? They really warm you up on the inside. And I'm going to start with one that they've been on my podcast. And if you haven't listened or saw my podcast, it's obviously by the same name, and it is none other than Ben Holiday. Now, this is the Rickhouse proof. This one's coming in at 60.05% alcohol, 120.1 proof. This is their rye mash bill. It's a really, really solid whiskey for what it is. And obviously, I've had a little bit of it. I can't thank them enough for coming on to the podcast and hanging out with me and talking to me about all the stuff that they're doing. This is an amazing bottle. It runs about $75. I'll have it up here. I'm trying to do that more. I'm trying to give you guys the prices. They are pretty widely available, so you should be able to get these. I think most of these, besides maybe 1 or 2, are pretty widely available that you can get your hands on. But Ben Holiday, this one to me, the proof on it is amazing. It warms you up on the inside. It has that rye spice that really hits. It really gets you where you want to go. And it only takes a small dram of it to really kind of warm you up a little bit on those cold nights. So, and it tastes freaking awesome. So that's, and I'm going to try to have graphic that goes number 2. So number 2 is one that some people don't like. And I understand. I understand some people don't like this brand. But I can think of one person, and I'm not going to say anything about them because they are an amazing person. But it is none other than Balcones. Yes, it is Balcones. But this is the Texas Blue Corn Bourbon. Now, this one is coming in at 63.5% alcohol. Look at the color on that. It is mahogany, right? This is such a great bottle. It really is. It's using blue corn as some of their mash bill, not all of it. And the flavors on this just jump out at you. And obviously, it does have that Texas-y funk to it, which this is pot distilled. A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is pot distilled. I don't know why. It's a little more oily. It's a little more viscous. I recently just did a podcast, and number 2 is on its way right now for pot still versus column still. So go check that out. It's a really intriguing thing. Went into some deep nerdy stuff, but I think it's something you like. This one was actually from 2021. So I don't know if you can get this particular bottle anymore, but you can get some really cool stuff, really cool bourbons. Now, the pot still bourbon is different. So this one to me is richer. It's fruitier. It has a lot more of those dark molasses notes in it, whereas the pot still is a little lighter, right? Everything they do is pot distilled at Balcones, but this to me is really great. I think this one was 38 months old. So for Texas, that's like 6 years, basically. No, this was a great bottle. I'm glad to have it. And as you can see, I popped it open on my live, and it's already right there. I've given away a couple of samples of it as well. So that was a really good one. I don't remember the cost of it. I think it's $80, if I'm not mistaken. So that being said, moving on. Okay, so then the next one is for my Scotch fans. Yeah, I know I got a couple of them out there. And this one is not particularly this one, which this one, yes, but not particularly this brand, but just this type of Scotch I tend to go to in the wintry times. And where am I at? Where's the camera, eh? That's Lefroy 10, actually. This is my 3rd or 4th bottle of Lefroy. Just a peaty Scotch, right? A peaty Scotch, a briny, peaty Scotch that will get you where you're going. Now, this one is only 43% alcohol, so it's not super high proof, but it's not the proof you're going for. Now, if you can get a peated Scotch that's higher proof, even better. But the proof on this one is really nice where it's at. I don't add water to it. I don't do anything to it. I drink it straight as it is. It's actually good for a smoked old fashioned. Put some of this in there. It's actually really nice. This one runs about $40, $45, depending. New tariffs, whatever. It's fine. This one to me is the medicinal part of it, like the medicinal peat smoke is kind of subdued, and I've been drinking smoky scotches for a long time. I get more of the honeysuckle and the herbal qualities of it, and less of the peaty notes. Now, this one has been sitting in the bottle for a while because I have other Lafroigs that I drank and stuff like that. So I need to finish this one off, right? But it is such a good bottling, and Lafroig is doing some amazing stuff. All the Isla distilleries are ones to look out for. Really, they are. And another thing that I want to tell you guys, this one, let me pop it. This one has a regular cork, right? Just a regular cork. It's not a synthetic cork. What you want to do periodically, and I don't know if we've ever talked about this, you want to wet the cork. You just want to turn the bottle upside down. Because if you can see the headspace in there, it will dry out that cork, especially on real corks. It will dry out the cork, and then it will start leaking and oxidize it really fast. So that's why people, and if you have a huge collection, it could be a little bit difficult. Now, if it's sealed with like a wrap, or it has that little plastic stuff that I just peeled off of this one, if it has that little plastic cellophane stuff on top of it, it should be fine, but you might want to just dip it over if it's full, you know what I mean? Even if it's full, because if that cork wears out, it could oxidize it, and then you ruin, especially if it's an expensive whiskey, you could potentially ruin it. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get into some high proof stuff, right? So let's say it's super cold. You got the wood fire burning. You're sitting around watching Netflix, if the internet works, right? If the internet works, because we live in the country and the internet sucks. We don't have Starlink. So every once in a while, I will pull out a bottle, and this bottle is near and dear to me because it was a gift for one, but also it is hazmat. So this is Old JHM Whiskey Company Special Reserve, and I don't know if you can see that, but it is get in camera. Oh my Lord, focus. There we go. 143.6. 13-year-old. Now, this is from Barton, and it was bottled and released by Storytime Distilling, which, if you guys know Storytime Distilling, and it does have the hazmat thing on the back of it. So this is a hot mama. It's so good. It's port finished. It is such a good dram. You need very little of it, but it is so amazing. I don't want to put this in a cocktail, but I have one time I put it in a cocktail. It sings through there because the proof is still going after. This one you can't get. Sorry, guys. This was a special release that's long gone. But there is other really cool things that Storytime is doing. Get on their mailing list. Get into the Authors Guild and go get you some of that. This is an amazing bottle, and I thank Shane so much for giving it to me. He's an amazing person and a whiskey steward in the world. So last but not least, something again that's near a lot. All of these bottles are near and dear to my heart. They really are. They are, because when you're cold, where do you want to be? You want to be home, right? You want to be with loved ones. If you got a mama, you want to be snuggled up with mama, right? That's what you want. So all of these whiskeys are bring me back home, if that makes sense, right? So the next one, it doesn't have to be specifically this bottle, but this bottle, this bottle is freaking amazing. And that's none other than Lost Lantern Cedar Ridge. Yeah, this one was finished in sherry casks. Oh my gosh. Now, of course, this is a single barrel, right, that they picked from Cedar Ridge. And I think this is the 4-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. This is the 4-year-old. Oh my Lord, this was such an amazing bottle. I finished it. Obviously, it's gone. I do have another one in the house. Now this one is from a while back, so I think they might have some maybe the second iteration of this one still available. So go to Lost Lantern and pick you up one. It was approximately $100. I'm not sure. The old JHM, I don't know how much it was, unfortunately, and you can't get it. So I don't think you can get this one either. But they'll have Lost Lantern in general is showcasing American spirits, right? American malts and American bourbons and all those things. They're not just a single malt independent bottler. They independent bottle all whiskey. I have a rye whiskey. I have some Midwest bourbons. I have all types of things from them. They're doing some amazing things in showcasing smaller, and Cedar Ridge isn't a small brand, right? But these smaller independent places that are not the big conglomerate distilleries, right? This bottle, absolutely fantastic, and I would recommend it 10 out of 10. All of these whiskeys, I would recommend 10 out of 10. So there's a couple of them. I think we have 5, right? We have 5. It doesn't matter, right? And that's just something to get you through winter nights. You know what I mean? I do not condone over drinking. I do not condone taking it too far. But every once in a while, you're just cold and you need something to warm your bones. And guess what? Hopefully some of these whiskeys will help you out. No, I don't have no Blantons in there. No, I don't have no taters. No, nothing like that. These are the taters to me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you don't mind, please give me a follow, a like, a subscribe, do all the algorithmy things because it really does help the channel. One more thing. If you guys found value in this show, in this video, think about Patreon. Patreon.com/thewhiskeyshaman for as little as $5. I took the $1 off for as little as $5 a month. You can get before the scenes exclusives. I will release this episode to them first, and then you guys will see it. You get special podcast episodes that I just released to them. I'm doing one of those this weekend, I promise, guys. And then I send out samples and stuff like that. It's really fun. It's so come over there, think about it, hang out with us. And like I said earlier, follow my podcast. We've been talking to some amazing distilleries and some people in the whiskey industry that are doing really cool things. If you're into whiskey enough, I know not everybody's into podcasting, but if you are, that's the one you want to go look for. We got a lot of cool guests coming up, so I appreciate all of them. So y'all be good, and until next time, you know what to do. Keep your spirits up. Peace out.